Okay, friends. Ooh, child. Listen, I was like, how can I not? Happy 999 portal. Get in here. I know, come on, get in here. It is 999. When will this happen again? I remember last year it was 888. Wait. Honestly, some people view, I was just thinking about next year. I'm like, what? 10, 10, 10. But anyway, look, listen, people love to hate on a thing. And to be honest, like, you guys know how I feel about this. And I'd be like, let's just make this a short one. We're going to trust spirit, though. We really are. We're going to get into it. It's just so amazing that this is a 999 portal, understanding the astrology that we've been talking about like all year long. So I was like, let's get in here. Let's get in. Let's just tap in. Let's say, hey, friends. Happy Tuesday to you. How are you doing? I'm telling you, it's going to be thick, heavy energy of release, but heavy energy of portals that because when you do the releasing work, you can set free space to call back your own strength, power, and energy, etc. You know what I'm saying? So it's so powerful. I thought, where should we start? Oh, you know what I wanted to start with, you guys? Let's get the angel number oracle. I think it's beautiful to throw back and think about yesterday. Was it yet, child? What's the day? I don't know. Yeah, yesterday. It's a powerful pocket of energy. It's going to ripple out all week long. Look, not 888 on the bottom. I thought that we would actually just read the 999 in the Angel Number Oracle. I love this deck. It's by the Pulp Girls. Follow them on Instagram. Find their website. I love the decks that they put out. Let's flip to the 999 energy. 888 on the bottom. Maybe. It's funny because I said something about, 888 portal last year. Abundance. What I'm hearing, like, what were you thinking about manifesting? Maybe this takes you back to experiences you had in the 8 year. We talked a lot about, remember we were like, Stargate portals, Lionsgate portals, but all year long we were talking about lions and dragons and light. Oh my. We channeled a lot of things, but something about last year could be referring back to the seeds that were planted in the total solar eclipse of Aries. Here's our 999 energy, okay? Yes, Spirit, come on through with it, okay? Remember that endings are also beginnings. When a cycle comes to a close, Spirit wants to talk about how, it's important, Spirit, yeah. When we don't end things, you know how, listen, this is very South Node Libra vibes. This is very, why can't we just leave all the doors open? This is giving very like the people who, look, love and light, take it as you will. We can differ in opinions and you don't have to resonate with everything. I'm just channeling. It's giving like the person who always talked to all their exes. You know what I'm saying? There's no closed doors. See, what happens is, you're imagine that you have all these reaching, maybe like tendrils. We're kind of close up in my face. Hold on, y'all. Tendrils and cords of light. Your energy is kind of being spread out too far. We are infinite beings, we are connected to source, and we could conjecture and discuss on all those different points. But the thing is that you're still in a physical body, friend. And that is where Virgo energy is all about embodiment, isn't it? So when we get stretched out, auras, cords, we could imagine it in many different ways. Yes. So there has to be severance. Things do have to come to an end. With that being said, I think Spirit wants to clarify, my spirit team, ancestors, and guides, me with my higher self. I am always working to connect, just to clarify and hold space for you guys. I'm always working to connect, calling in, supporting, and am supported by energy, light, messages, and activations that are in service of the highest and best good and harming none. Okay. Okay. But here's the thing. You can choose to maybe sit with and shift the perspective and say, it's not things. It's not people. Even spirit should say, like, in a more quantum age of Aquarius perspective, we understand that energy never dies. It never goes away. It changes forms. So it is more in a, spirit is saying, fifth dimensional understanding that we would not be attached. In essence, spirit is saying, when you're cutting cords, when you are practicing let go, what is that song? Let go, and there's beauty in the breakdown. Frou Frou, what's her name? That's probably not right, y'all. Bless. Listen, it's a beautiful energy to come to understand that when you release an attachment to any one given thing, experience, cycle, whether it was a relationship, whether it was a career, whether it was any kind of emotional bond, we could, spirit is saying, you could essentially put anything into that blank. Couldn't you? Yes. So there's something very Uranus and Gemini coming through. I think it is the ability to understand that you can reprogram your mind through understanding that when you go through these crossroads of September, you can choose to view release in a different way. And sometimes what will happen is energy will return here. Energy, I'm seeing like rubber bands, like pops back, snaps back to you, snaps back to them, snaps back to that timeline. Then it's almost like I'm seeing like a new shimmering freshness, because I'm not giving, how do we say, let me come down to the human with you for a minute. I'm not giving a reason for you to justify hanging on to people or the past. What I'm saying is, who knows? In any given moment where we show up and just represent ourselves, recognize, we come back and we understand, who knows what will return to the present with us. I hope that makes sense. Is something about this whole energy of having new vantage points of your reality. That's why I was thinking, this is very Pluto and Aquarius, very Uranus and Gemini. Remember that huge trine of those energies at the table working together is a big backdrop of what we're going through right now. This eclipse portal is definitely predominantly Piscean, but this is the backdrop for a little minute, for a hot time. Okay, we are, man, we're going to be working with this energy as this next 5 year, this next 8 year, I would dare to say this next decade continues to unfold. So it's very much about, how can you understand, you don't have to restrict yourself that much. You don't. You can reorient with the energy. And maybe that gives you a different perspective of what letting go means. You know what I'm saying? When a cycle comes to a close, take some time to do a bit of soul searching. Hindsight allows you to see the past with greater clarity. Let go of who you used to be. Ditch the past patterns that no longer serve you. It's time to evolve into a new, leveled up version of yourself. You can use your newfound wisdom both to help yourself find a better path forward and to be an advocate for those who need it. When one door closes, another door opens. You get to choose how you walk through it. Exactly. It's almost like a multiplicity. It's very quantum. It's very fifth dimensional, but also super embodied in the human experience. But it's like I'm hearing like, it's like a multiplicity, like open a door. You know what I'm saying? You close one, and as soon as you click, I'm seeing someone like they reach the click, turn the light out, close the door, and then they turn around and it's like doors multiply. And then it's just that beautiful experience. You know what? That is so mutable. Uranus being very mutable. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. There's a huge like shaking Um, I'm lightning on my feet or something. That's what they don't say. Cause I keep moving. I can't stop. That's how it feels. It's very like, what is this image that I'm seeing? I'm seeing is like, okay, it's very Aquarius too. Like shaking, letting your hair down. And when you shake it, it's all these, but it's like timelines. That sounds crazy. I don't know how to articulate what I'm seeing. Forgive me. I have a lot of Aquarius in my chart, including Mercury and Jupiter. Child, don't I know it? Okay, but it's a beautiful perspective being offered. And it's like the more that you let go, the more that you detach. And detach doesn't mean cold. It doesn't mean you don't feel. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that the necessity, how do we say, Spirit? The necessity to define yourself by what is outside of you is evolving very quickly, and you'll understand that that's not necessary. That's a beautiful way to look at detachment. And that way it frees you from being so corded to stagnation that you can then, again, I'm seeing the rubber band snap back into the present moment. But it's very flowy. Actually, it's not fixed. It makes me think about how Aquarius is fixed air, but Aquarius is actually so plasmic, the hidden water bearer, that embodies like this plasmic frequency of the zodiac. It feels like that, fixed in a way that like the whole cosmos is fixed, but it's fixed in its fluidity. Do you get what I'm saying? Anyway, so very beautiful. Let's read reflecting on your journey so far. Lessons learned, transformation, fresh opportunities on the horizon, being a positive force in the lives of others. I don't want you to miss that the portal of this week, as well as the entirety of, I would call this week like the lunar eclipse portal, but I hate to say that, I mean, because, all of us are going to experience energy and in our own unique timeline so differently, even as we come together and touch base with each other and high five and hold hands and share love. You know what I'm saying? So don't miss, though, that the energy of 9 this whole year, we've been talking about the triplicity of 9 is that the 369, that the energy of 3 always returns to itself. Okay? The 9s in tarot, for example, are points of reflection. You always teach when you see a 9, especially in the numerological cards, right? In the different elements, you pause and reflect and offer gratitude. Are you reflecting on being spiritually burnt out, 9 of Wands? Are you reflecting on what you've built and you're looking back at your garden, 9 of Pentacles? You're raising a toast, deciding what your legacy. Wow, look at this. I'm almost at my legacy. 9 of Cups, you're so full of joyful emotion, is the emotional reflection where you have a lot of people, you're serving them drinks at the table, And then there's the 9 of Swords. Woo! Overabundance of fear and illusion. Way too much thinking. You know what I'm saying? What do they all share in common is that you stop and reflect. And over here, because I had beautiful witchcraft, beautiful shamanic, beautiful Hindu, lots of different teachers. You know what I mean? I'm so thankful to the universe that in this incarnation, I've been able to experience a lot of wonderful teachers. Even left-hand path teachers. Even, child, listen, I really have had probably like 3 super solid, life-changing mentors when it comes to different spiritual paths, so I won't lie. But the thing is that I was taught master keys by different teachers, and huge master keys like gratitude, inner reflection, stillness. The master key of gratitude comes up in the 9s. Because I guarantee you that wherever the universe puts you, whatever soul contracts you agreed, you're like, bet, I'll alchemize all that. Put me in, coach. Saturn in the universe talking about like, are you sure about that? Are you sure? You sure about that? Right? And you're like, yeah. Give me 4 major Aquarius placements. Yeah, put a Leo rising of the, are you sure? Listen, you gotta laugh. Laughing so we don't cry, right, in 2025. No, I'm just playing. I'm not, though. That's why I'm not playing. We really are doing that. But gratitude, it's such a huge master key. Okay. And at all the nines, we always teach, hold on, stop. Hold on, y'all. What's that? Sure, her sister was a witch. You know what I'm talking about? She came down in a bubble. It's a real. But seriously, okay, I'm being silly. Seriously, there's always a way to come out of complacency, fight stagnation, get grounded and embodied from patterns of overthinking when you're going through these breakthrough years, these breakthrough cycles that bring the biggest harvest. I'm talking about harvest of longevity that creates divine inheritance, that creates legacy. We going into a 10-year next year with all of this that we have been given, and then boom, Saturn's going to kick it into gear when he goes back into Aries. And I'm really excited for us. I am. I know that there's going to be more heavy lifting to do at parts of next year, but I'm really excited. I am. I love Uranus being a Gemini, and Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius. Woo! I love it. Revolution, for real, for real. Liberation. But anyway, the point of the 999 is to consider a pause to reflect and offer gratitude in whatever ways you can. That's going to be a master key no matter what timeline you're on right now, to get access to a new perspective, to break yourself out of old narratives, thinking, thought patterns, right? Mental reprogramming, ReCognition, neurotransmitting, like literal reprogramming your mind, reprogramming through what you're receiving from those stellar gateways coming down into the crown. It's big, big energy, but at the same time, washing out with all this Pisces. I know you're like, wow, that's kind of a lot. It really is. But we can be thankful for so many things when we look around, to use those as a Virgo touch point, a place of mindfulness, right? Let's read. I like to read the reversed, because to me it's like a cautionary energy to be mindful of. Wallowing in the past, backsliding. I hate that word. But y'all, I'm sorry. I was trigger word. I grew up in the southern Bible Belt country. Okay. Backsliding into reactive versions of yourself. But let's say going back to what is a reactive version of a past self? That's a trigger. That's a trauma. That's a wound. That's okay. You can say, I'm thankful that I had that experience. What did it teach me? Let me come back to now. That's just going to a pattern. Let me come back to now. Right? Clinging to past ways of being, struggling with grief over what you've lost. These actually may be things and patterns that we're sitting with as we've kind of doused back to go swim into Piscean energies again. But we have that beautiful shining, like we've already been working with North Node and Pisces energy all year long. So I love that for us. We can be empowered by that. So it's kind of like we don't have to drown because Saturn retrograding back into Pisces. And then Neptune will be soon to join. That can get very heavy, right? Incredibly exciting things are happening in my life. Yes, in the collective, absolutely. On the earth, with the embodiment of psychic and intuitive gifts and new creative frequencies. You can choose to redefine your perspective and understand. The shadow side of a lot of these frequencies that we're going through is, and because Uranus's frequency is kind of coming through here, in the midst of the depth of Pisces in November is when Uranus will hit a retrograde and go back into Taurus. We ain't going to see that again in a really long time. So it's kind of this reminder of what foundations did not fucking work. What do we need to restructure? So I think this is a great moment to really practice for the remainder of September, the remainder of this week, whatever works in your timeline. Maybe today is just something that you made special. Reflect and be in a mindset of offering gratitude. So I love what the Angel Number Oracle had to say about the 999 energy. I love that Mercury is in Virgo still in this energy too for the remainder of whoa. Okay, thanks, Spirit. One just popped right out here. What do we have? A change will do you good. That's what I heard. Oh, I'm also hearing louder though. I hear something coming. It's coming around the dun 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 dun. Bum 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 bum. Dun 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 dun. I hear him singing it. I can't remember all the words. Woo, that's a crosswords energy song right there. When one door opens, a multiplicity, oh shit, Spirit, when one reality closes, a multiplicity of new ones open. You know what? When did Mercury and Venus square Uranus? Maybe that's why this frequency is coming through. I want to say it happened right before the eclipse portal, because the eclipse was like 7th, 8th. Yeah, so I think it was like as soon as Mercury came into Virgo, it squared Uranus. Venus did too, but I'm mainly thinking about Mercury right now. What is it you value in your everyday life? Things are about to get shifted and changed. Can you go, I hear the train coming, it's coming round the bend. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Is that Folsom? What is that? Things are coming to realign and challenge us, to make us reevaluate what's important to us, to say, what is this dream that you have? Interesting. Very powerful change energy. A change will do you good. 555. Changes are soaring your way. They sure the fuck are. Listen, propaganda is going to be at an all-time high too. So just be on your wisdom and discernment. Disconnect when you need to and ground in nature. Nature is like a purification portal, Spirit is saying, because all that passes through with the sun and the earth as they work together, they're like an organic filter for bullshit. This is how I hear it. Okay, I'm just channeling. We will be working our way towards that new moon solar eclipse in Virgo. I think that's right on the autumn equinox. So we're going to get that filter. There's something about filtering. That's interesting. Well, Mercury in Virgo, you could think, is like very bring the energy and the messages and the spiritual observations from North Node and Pisces. Bring that down into your body and let it help you kind of like re-regulate yourself. I don't know, something like this. Okay, interesting. The universe is going to be sweeping you up in a forward momentum, so don't fight it, okay? Lean in. Be a driving force in your own growth and transformation. I hear the train a-coming. It's like people are on this train. It's so funny. I shared a reel on my Instagram account, and I think I channeled Harry Potter in another message in the 9 3/4. I was like, what if he didn't ask for help and he didn't learn how to go through the portal? He missed his train. What is this energy? It's the new timelines, I'm telling you. When is... Oh, yeah, and Uranus went freaking retrograde right before the eclipse portal. This is probably why Uranus is kind of tapping in here through these energies, right? Dun, 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 dun. Okay, let me finish reading. I'm just getting a lot, but it's very fast, so I don't know how to articulate it. Lean in, be a driving force in your own growth and transformation. Think of this as a call for action on your part. Keep an open mind and allow yourself to explore any new opportunities or possibilities that may cross your path. Embrace perseverance and spontaneity. Yes, okay, yes. But there's something about electronic. Now, we all need the progression of technology in the way that we are going to live in different ascended timelines. But social media platforms and these things and the way that we get pumped propaganda in a very ungrounded, very unintelligent, very non-critical thinking type way, be mindful of all those things, okay? Because they will suck out of you like an energetic vampire, okay? You have to learn how to discern that and have really good boundaries on, you know, it's like what's coming into your field. Now I'm seeing the train image again. It's like, what is this? Like an old camera? No, like an 8mm. I'm hearing some kind of sound, and it's like these different screens of film flashing by. This could just be the multiplicity of what's available to us in such a speed of lightning, like really fast time. And it's like, recognize, realign. Where's your attention? You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing. What is that? A metronome? Do EDMR. Okay, this makes me think of, yeah, just big energies of like recognition, reprogramming, recognize. This is so important. But you have to be doing that out of your own discernment, your own wisdom, and your own experience, because that takes us to our own unique, like, realignment point we need to kind of sit in a sweet spot of, right? So no one can really find that for you. We can get breadcrumbs of synchronicity, energetic messages, guidance. We come together in soul family community. We offer healing gifts to one another, creative thing. You know what I'm saying? We all do this type of grid work and energetic work together, but it's like no one is going to find that sweet spot for you. You know what I'm saying? I really feel that by September the 2nd, when we have that second new moon, which will be our solar eclipse in Virgo, it's going to be like, whoa, I radically see things. It's so different than even when I saw them 2 weeks ago. Be prepared for that, okay? But it's a good thing. Okay, mind you, we talking about change. Keep an open mind and allow yourself to explore any new opportunities or possibilities that may cross your path. Embrace perseverance and spontaneity. While this is a future-minded number, it is still important to make your choices from a place of peace and stability. Exactly. Be brave. Exactly. Transformations, shifts in how you experience the world, trust in your ability to weather change, embracing possibilities and opportunities, take care of yourself even in hectic times. Absolutely. You should ask yourself, is this really worth me being stressed the fuck out about? Honestly, and you have to know what is for you and what's not. Is this really worth my time? Do I really need to keep logging in here? Do I really need to I don't know. Again, that's another thing where you could make a list for yourself and it would look way different than someone else's, as it should be. The age of Aquarius is about individuality, authenticity. So we're all going to have different sweet spots, right? Just be mindful. Also, spiritual hygiene, good boundaries, knowing to say, you know what? No, I can't. Yeah, I just don't. Maybe you need more time for yourself right now. Honor that. Maybe you need more time to do like, soothing, comforting activities, to be home in your home space, Virgo embodiment. You know what I'm saying? The reversed are cautionary, like shadowed energy, right? Fighting the current. That makes me think of that Hopi thing again. Let go of the shore. What's that song, y'all? This could be a good time. This could be a good time. And then she recites the prophecy, but the song is going. Ooh, it's a good one. I will share that with you guys if I can remember the name of it. It's like Hopi Elders or something. Okay. Falling prey to fear and doubt, refusing to take part in your own story, closed-minded attitude. I trust, believe, and am ready to receive. Don't start writing that every day. Shoot. I trust, believe, and I'm ready to receive. I love when they rhyme too, to be honest, because like it makes it easier to say it. I trust, believe, and I'm ready to receive. Okay, we said it 3 times. I love that energy for us. Where do we want to go next, Spirit? Let's get a card from the Star Tarot. It's been coming through with like amazing, beautiful energy lately. This could be a good time. Oh, Spirit. Okay, okay. Spirit said, don't be huffing and puffing. You're right, you're right. We're going to read it. Hopi Elder's Prophecy. I think. I don't know. We're going to... Yes, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Oh, man, oh, man. Is this what she reads? Yes. You have been telling the people that this is the 11th hour. Now you must go back and tell the people that this is the hour. The 11th hour, the 11th house, all this Pisces energy. Ooh, goosebumps. Wow. Like I feel that through my whole body, guys. Wow. Now you must go back and tell the people that this is the hour and there are things to be considered. Where are you living? What are you doing? What are your relationships? Are you in right relation? Where is your water? Know your garden. It is time to speak your truth. Create your community. Be good to each other. Do not look outside yourself for your leader. Then he clasped his hands together, smiled, and said, this could be a good time. Oh, the energy in my body, y'all, is wild. There is a river flowing now very fast. It is so great and swift that there are those who will be afraid and they will try to hold on to the shore. They will feel they are being torn apart and will suffer greatly. Know the river has its destination. The elders say, we must let go of the shore, push off into the middle of the river, keep our eyes open and our heads above water. And I say, see who is there with you, and celebrate. At this time in history, we are going to take no thing personally, least of all ourselves. For the moment we do, our spiritual growth and journey will come to a halt. Do you see? That helps you spot the propaganda. That helps you spot the propaganda, okay? The time of the lone wolf is over. Gather yourselves. Banish the word struggle from your attitude and your vocabulary. All that we do now must be done in sacred manner and in celebration. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Whoa! I'd have to print that out and like tack that up somewhere. I'm going to keep reading that because the energy in my body when I read it is like off the charts. Whew. Okay. Okay, Spirit. We read it. Let's get a card, you guys. Let's get a card. This could be a good time. What do we have? Whoa, the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a very interesting card to show up, but it actually completely makes sense to me. It really does. With those big hitters and the outer lying planets beyond the gates of Saturn and how everything is retrograding in a certain way right now. Woo! Look at that. Wow. This really makes me think of, this card makes me think of, and I say, see who is in there with you and celebrate. At this time in history, we are to take nothing personally, least of all ourselves. For the moment we do, our spiritual growth and journey will come to a halt. Wow. Okay, I'm so curious. I'm so curious about the book. Look at me talking about, it's going to be short. Bro, it ain't never going to be short, okay? I just don't come in with an intention to cap the message and it be all neat and tidy. It needs to be exactly what it is. The 999 portal, and this one is so important. Hold on, guys. I love how in the Star Tarot book, it's broken up in numerological ways for the numbers, and then it explains. I have one or two other decks that's books are set up. I think the Druid Tarot is one of them. So see, it'll say like 10, and then it teaches you completion and start of a new cycle. The number 10 is the number of perfection through experience and completion. 10 contains all numbers, bringing them back into unity and into a higher cycle of evolution. As we travel through the tarot, we begin to understand that each step is a step forward, and each suit is an aspect of your soul that grows from facing challenges, struggles, and gifts of universal support. During the journey of 1 through 9, you become more aware of your personal power, as well as your connection with the divine. You become fully vested as, okay, let's go back. During the journey of 1 through 9, this being the 9 year, today being the 999 portal, you become more aware of your personal power as well as your connection with the divine. You become fully vested as a spiritual traveler, engaging in your personal power and discovering your true self with a higher awareness. 2020 would have been 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. What would that have been? 17? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2016 would it have been then? Yeah. 2016 to now. That would have been 1 through 9. Maybe that's applicable for someone, okay? Honestly, there's so much written here. We could just, I mean, it's a lot. I'm telling you, I can't say enough. If you're learning and you're new to a spiritual path, or if you've been here a long time, excuse me, this is a great book. Okay, 10 of Wands, Sun and Sag, right? Mutable fire, wisdom, spirit, third decan, okay? Illumination, super full moon, breakthrough of karmic blocks. What? Yes, spirit come through. Y'all, we got 888. We read 999 and then we drew 555. Shoot. Look at the color even matching. Not the color matching. Listen, that's the butterfly up there. Yes. I hear the train a-coming. It's coming around the bend. It's just playing so loud. Okay. Shoot, y'all, dang. No. Hold on. My bad. Listen. All the 10s in the tarot are associated with full moons, but listen, I'm so sorry. Y'all, shut up, bruh. I'm sorry. Listen, I was reading 10 of Wands. I'm so sorry. Get with me. Uranus and Gemini. Friend, you can't make that up. Uranus said, hey, boo, hey. Mutable air. We're still in third decan energy, full moon energy, right? Wisdom, spirit, reason, and awakening. The 10 of Swords can be a sad and painful experience. It doesn't have to be, though, right? There's been a major change in your life. Something has come to an end, and the outcome has left you drained and deeply saddened. You are mentally and emotionally exhausted, overwhelmed by a situation you thought was what you wanted, or by something you experienced. It depleted your energy and maybe your personal power. You may have been working very hard to achieve something and it failed, or something left you defeated and tired. Or hell, all these timelines ending, leaving us all defeated. We're not all defeated. I actually reject that. We aren't. We're just evolving. And it can be draining, you know. This is a symbolic death that leads you, the 10 of Swords signals death of old beliefs, lifestyles, and patterns. It is a symbolic death that leads you to an initiation, a transformation to a new and richer awareness. This is kind of what Spirit was hitting on in the very beginning, in that channeled message part. The path that has brought you here has been difficult, and there is no turning back. Plot twist, there never is. There never is. Okay? There's never no turning back. That doesn't exist. It's only now. There's no easy way out. The key to the 10 of Swords is that you make necessary steps to shift from desperation of thinking to understanding real truth, bringing something to an end, and then you birth the healing and the rebirth. The gift of the 10 of Swords is higher awareness, awakening you to acceptance, moving you out of defeat to the realm of deep wisdom, peace, transformation, and alignment. And it says enlightenment, but I said alignment. That's interesting. But both applicable, right? The image on the Ten of Swords is a Native American brave. He is suspended in front of a cross. The cross represents the balance between the material and spiritual worlds. It's a very interesting teaching about the cardinal cross of the elements, the cross, Yeshua, spirit making an offering to send down light from divine sovereign source of all that is into fleshly form. It's a very interesting teaching. Some people teach that in the occulted, like not older, different versions of the major arcana cards. That is taught with the hangman. Very interesting. Spirit being nailed into flesh. Okay. There are 10 lightning bolts striking him at once. Woo! Uranus and Gemini, Pluto and Aquarius. Right? Jupiter in Gemini that we had now, Jupiter's in Cancer, but Jupiter and Gemini, we kept talking about what were we saying? Oh, antennas, preparing us to sit in this much longer experience of this unexpected channelings of Gemini energy for like 8 to 9 years, right? Because Jupiter only stays in something for a year and some time, okay? These are the lessons and experiences of the swords that he's journeyed through. The bolts hitting all at once are an overwhelming experience, bringing deep sadness to the heart and mind, but awakening shifts of conciseness to a higher level. Behind the lightning bolts are blue energy lines, stinging with inner conflict, sorrow, defeat, and pain. This is not all, you don't have to take this as is. It's just explaining the art. The sun radiates behind the cross, representing the brave's core strength and the remembrance of who he is. His heart may be bleeding, but the tears are symbols of his journey, through the suit of swords. And they are cleansing tears. Damn. In his heart, there is a 5-pointed star representing man living on earth. The star shines brightly, symbolizing his connection to spirit. Yeah, that's why I'm always talking about your heart chakra connects the upper and the lower realms and how you're an electromagnetic channel. Okay, plasmic frequency in your blood and the 50 to 70% water that's all throughout you, including your DNA and all of your codes. Bzzz. I mean, for real, you're literally a walking channel. You can either program yourself or be programmed. You get what I'm saying? This brave has endured hardship and suffering. His heart mourns the ending of something, perhaps many things, and yet there is a deep awakening occurring. He has surrendered his ego, and the crown chakra opens to divine thought. His hands emanate this energy of spirit entering him, signifying new life evolving within him. Divine inspiration mixes and blends with the intellect, bringing him new and vital insight. The rainbow signifies his transformation. Yes. Makes me think of Chiron. The Chiron bridge. We channeled that a lot earlier this year. Yeah. It is the bridge between material and spirit. The brave wears eagle feathers, symbolizing his connection to spirit. His doeskin wrap is decorated with stars, symbolizing the cosmic individual living his life in a material world. And we are living, not much longer though. The cosmic individual living his life in the material world. And the spirals symbolize the ever cycling of the universe and the divine within and without. Whoa. That was powerful. Very powerful message. 999 portal. I really am going to leave it there because we could keep channeling. This is very powerful energy. If I find that Hopi Elders like song version, I will. It may be called We Are the Ones We've Been Waiting For. It might be called Hopi Elders, but it's very beautiful. So yeah, I will share that. But I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful 999 portal. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay grounded. Go out. Be in the sunshine. Be in nature. Okay. I won't say less is this or more of that for any one person. I will just say, know your energy. Be mindful of everything that you're taking in. Okay. So I love you. Listen, take good care. I'm going to hop back into working on lots of personal readings that I have been booked. and making sure I have all my supplies together for these beautiful oils and tools. Love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, take good care. Bye.